Welcome back, friends. If you're looking for some last minute Christmas treats, then I may have one for you to try out. This one is a gingerbread fudge. So this is great if you're just wanting to have another little treat on your, Christmas dessert table, or if you want something homemade that you want to share and gift to a friend, then this one might be for you. So it is called Gingerbread Fudge, as I said, and it is super easy. So you will need a 12-ounce bag of the white morsels, and make sure it's 12 ounces. And then you need some sweetened condensed milk, so 3/4 cup of that, a 1/4 cup of molasses. You'll need a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of ground ginger, and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. And then optional is some sprinkles. So these I'm going to put on mix it into the batter, and these I will put on top just to give it that little bit of a Christmassy look. You'll need a pan. It says 8x8. Mine is about a 7x7, so that will work out fine. And I'm going to use some parchment paper to line it, so that way it's easier to take it out of the pan when it's done. And this is no bake, so really easy. Take a microwave safe bowl and add your chips to those, and then add 3/4 cup of the sweetened condensed milk. So you're not going to use all of the whole can. So just measure out 3/4 of a cup and use a spatula to get all of that out. Then add your molasses, and I'm going to mix it up just a little bit. I like to make sure everything's evenly coated. That way, as it melts, it will just melt evenly. So I put this in the microwave for about 2 minutes to just get it melted, and you will probably have to work with it just a little bit just to get those white chocolate chips to melt. And while that's in the microwave, make sure to have your pan ready to go, because it does go fast and you need to have this ready to pour that in. So once it's melted, you want to stir it up really, really well and make sure everything is fully incorporated. You want to just get all of that mixed in. And as I said before, it's going to take just a little bit to kind of get the white chips to get smooth and melted into this. You can put it back in the microwave for a few seconds, but I'm concerned that it would burn or, scorch it a little bit, so I didn't want to do that. So I just took the few extra minutes and just kind of, had that melt in until it was smooth. So once you have that, then you're going to take your spices and just add that to the batter. And then you want to make sure to mix it in really, really well. And I like to combine my spices as much as I can, just so you're not getting, clumps of one flavor. So mix it in the best that you can. And as I said, you want to mix it until all of it's dissolved into that batter. Then if you're going to add your sprinkles, add that in now. And I'm going to add a little bit at a time. I don't want to overdo that. I don't want it to be too crunchy, if that makes sense. And then I just add a little bit more. It's just to make it a little more festive looking. And then I'm going to pour that into my prepared pan. And as you pour it in, it will get to where that parchment paper will, stay still. I usually pour a little bit, kind of spread it out just a little bit, just to kind of get it to stay in one position. So then I just continue to, pour the rest in. And you want to spread it out as evenly as you can. And then this is where you would add any sprinkles that you would want. Put it in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours. And after a few hours, I took it out, and like I said, it's easy to just, pull it out of the pan, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it. But I want to show you it is a little thinner than what I was expecting. Like I said, pan was about a 7x7, and I think if I put it in an 8, it's going to be even thinner. So a smaller pan, I think, works well. But I'm going to cut it both ways so I can get my little squares. Now I noticed when I was cutting it, it's got a different texture than what I'm used to for fudge. So it was a little sticky, I guess, to a certain extent, almost like caramel. So I just cut off that end just so I can have those as to taste it, but to also give me some, actual squares. But I wanted to show you it's going to be a softer fudge, not like a thicker one where you, like the kind that you would have a lot of sugar in. So I wanted to show you if you press it, it's kind of soft like a Werther's caramel. But I'm going to tell you, these were absolutely delicious. If you like gingerbread, this tasted like gingerbread. So I did enjoy this. What you're going to want to do is keep it in the refrigerator though. And that's what the recipe had said to do as well, to store it in an airtight container in the refrigerator. So I would put them on these little muffin liners, and then just put them in an airtight container in your refrigerator. And either, if you're going to gift these, just let the person know that you're giving it to keep them stored in the refrigerator. And I decided to go ahead and share this one with you as well. It is a no-bake peanut butter pretzel cluster. And it's super easy, so I thought this would be a good one to share with you if you're looking for something quick and easy. So you need 1.5 cups of the white chip morsels, and you can either use a tablespoon of butter or a tablespoon of coconut oil. And I'm just adding a tiny bit of the oil, coconut oil, mainly because I want it to be a smooth consistency. So I'm just going to use a little bit to get that with that chocolate. And then you need 2 cups of crushed pretzels, like the mini pretzels. And I use my hands just to, break them up like that. You'll need 1 cup of whatever your favorite peanut butter is that you like, 1/2 cup of chopped peanuts, and also some sprinkles. That's optional if you want to use that or not, but you can also use some sea salt, and I didn't have the kind that they recommended, so I'm just going to use the sprinkles just to give it a little bit more of a Christmas or festive look to the candy. So the first thing you're going to do is melt those white chocolate morsels, and just 30-second intro, every 30 seconds I would do it. That way it doesn't burn, because for whatever reason, white chocolate just tends to burn a little bit more in the microwave, I find. So while that is microwaving, you're going to take a bowl and add your pretzels. And then you're going to add the peanuts. And I just mix it together, just, so that way it kind of gets incorporated evenly. You get a little bit in each bite. Then take your peanut butter and you're going to add that to your mixture of peanuts and pretzels. Now the mixture is going to be thick and a little sticky, but you're just going to continue to mix all of that together. And I just kind of fold it a little bit, just kind of get all of the dry ingredients into the peanut butter, and that way nothing flies out of the bowl. But you just kind of mix it the best that you can. Once you kind of get it all, mixed together, it's a little bit easier. Now I just spread it out. I make sure that there's no loose pieces of pretzels or peanuts, and that it's all incorporated in the peanut butter. And then I'm going to take my melted chocolate and just add that to this mixture. And you will just mix it in really well until you don't see any more of the white chocolate. And as I said before, it's going to be kind of a sticky mixture. But once you have it all, fully mixed in, and then you want to have a cookie sheet lined with some parchment paper to put these on, and you will either scoop it out with a cookie scoop, or you can use a spoon. Either way will work, and they're more on the rustic side, if anything, so you don't need to, worry about that. And it's in the recipe, it says you'll get about 12, and that one I just put there is way too big. But I'm just kind of scooping them out. I'm going to go ahead and take that and, take some off of that because it's just, like I said, too big. But you would continue to, do this, put the rest on. As I said, it was like 12, I think it said it makes. I think I ended up with 18. So it's just going to depend on how large you decide you want to make these, or how small is going to determine how many you actually get. But I'm just going to continue to scoop these on. And once you're done, you will put these in the refrigerator to let them set up for at least about an hour or so. And before you do that, you're going to add on some sprinkles or the sea salt, whichever one you prefer, or you can leave it plain. But I like the sprinkles just because, like I said, it makes things a little more festive. It gives that Christmas feeling that it's actually a Christmas little treat. And this is what they look like once they come out of the refrigerator after about an hour. So they do set up in the refrigerator and they become more of a solid, candy. And you do want to store these in the refrigerator for best texture. And you would I would put these on the little, cupcake liner like I did before with the gingerbread fudge, and put them in an airtight container, and then just take them out when you're ready to, eat them. And these are really, really good. So if you love peanut butter, you love gingerbread, both of these treats are worth making, and I think you will enjoy them as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell. That's going to notify you when I post new videos. I want to wish y'all a very merry and blessed Christmas and a healthy, abundantly blessed New Year. Thank y'all so much for watching. God bless y'all.